Not a Hero is the newest title from Roll7, the developers of the delightful Ollie Ollie games. Instead of skateboarding, Not a Hero is a 2D cover-based shooter, starring a purple rabbit named Bunnylord, who's running for mayor in an attempt to save the world from death and destruction. To do this, he hires a group of experienced assassins to clean up the streets from the grip of organized crime, which in turn will increase his voter approval rating and get him elected.
Fucking hell, Bunnylord, that's dark! Let's go!
The story doesn't amount to much aside from serving up some quirky satirical humor, framing each of the game's 21 missions. Thankfully, combat is the primary focus of Not a Hero, which features a healthy mix of fast-paced rushing and slow tactical cover. Holding the roll button initiates a slide tackle that knocks most enemies to the floor, leaving them vulnerable for an execution. Tapping the roll button has your character snap to the nearest cover, where they're impervious to any damage unless exposed or rushed. The system works well, but sometimes, when trying to snap to specific cover objects, your character will roll past, resulting in death and frustration. Aside from the minor gripe, the controls are fluid and responsive, even when required to jump gaps in later levels. The odds are always stacked against you, with death coming quickly and often. Enemies flood in through windows and doorways to spray continuous machine gun fire, charging in if you camp for too long, and dodging your futile attempts at slide tackles. If you take damage, hiding in cover to let your health regenerate is the best method for success. Additionally, power-ups scattered throughout the various levels help even the playing field. Hot Shot sets enemies ablaze, Ricochet can clear a room of enemies with bouncing bullets, and Power Shot sends even the strongest foes reeling back. Finding the best power-ups when you're in a difficult situation is gratifying, and they emphasize the game's humor as characters react to the chaos. Even though the graphics are charming, Not a Hero is a brutal game. Executions range from stabbing foes in the face to stomping their skulls repeatedly. When enemies are shot, they emit fountains of blood, and point-blank shotgun blasts obliterate any trace of them. The most satisfying kills come in the midst of countless moments of unexpected chaos that are sometimes impossible to recreate.
Such a mess!
As you progress further, more playable characters become available, each with unique weapons and skill sets. Steve is proficient in takedowns. Cletus has a high-powered shotgun, but reloading makes him vulnerable. Mike has speedy executions, and Stanley has a machine gun but very slow movement speed. There are 9 characters in all, and while it's fun to experiment with each, chances are you'll find one that fits your playstyle and stick with it. Additionally, once sword-wielding ninjas enter the fray, the shotgun quickly becomes your primary go-to weapon.
Kill me! That's all!
Each stage features a core objective like activating billboard signs for promotion, destroying drug labs, and murdering crime bosses. In addition, there are also 3 optional objectives that range from killing everyone in the stage to completing the mission in minimal time. Throughout the course of the 5-hour campaign, these objectives rarely change, making missions begin to feel repetitive as the game goes on. The lack of variety in the environments doesn't help alleviate the problem, as there are only 3 main themes corresponding to the Russian mafia, street-level marijuana dealers, and the Japanese mafia. A few boss encounters show off the game's creative side. It's just unfortunate this doesn't carry over to more missions. While the novelty eventually wears thin due to lack of variety, Not a Hero offers its share of moment-to-moment thrills. The simple tactical action is sure to please players in the mood for its quirky vibe and pulp setting.
You're gonna die!